All right, we're back. Valley Circus. I think this is episode 101.
First ever.
The first ever 101. This is the part 2 with Rockit, Tony Sandoval. So let's do the round table thing real quick.
Intros?
I'm Joey. To my left is
I'm Tony.
Tony Rockit.
I'm John.
Johnny.
Marco.
Then the man of many faces, Luis Rosas. Shut the fuck up.
I like how
What is
we
this, your
got,
fourth Botox?
Tony Squared.
Tony Squared.
Tony Squared.
Yeah.
In the square table. Alright, so quick recap. If you haven't listened to the last episode, don't go listen to.
Don't go listen to it.
Don't continue. Listen to the last one.
Hit the music.
Hit the music.
On the last episode.
We kind of left off with Rockit, doing the whole party line. Got into a show, $3. We're the assholes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Great band.
Dudes got shot through the hand. Really, if this is all out of context, go get some context and listen to the last one.
Shout out to the assholes again.
Shout out to the assholes again.
Right.
So to pick up from that, you went to your first show. You got hooked on it. It was fucking wild. All the gangsters, all the fucking punks, all the everything. How did you segue from, hey, I'm attending shows to, I want to play these shows? How did you get into a band? How'd you start DYM, or if there was a band before that?
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's right. So that's the last thing we talked about what it was like for me going to the scene. And just to reiterate on the points that you made, and for anybody who doesn't want to go back and tune into the last podcast, this is about 2001 to 2004. And when I was going to backyard shows as a teenager, and it was a little bit of a wild time because you had different generations. You had like punk rockers, you had gangsters, and you would have like fights, and people would bring guns and knives. A little bit less unsafer than what it is now. I think it's because it was still new, and the more you do something, the better you get at controlling it, right? So how did I go from going to these shows to throwing my shows? Well, I was in a band before I ever knew there was backyard shows or a scene. My friend and I started to learn how to play the guitar when I was in high school, and we learned like Marilyn Manson songs, Nirvana, bullshit, and thought, hey, maybe we could start a band. And we found a drummer eventually and started a band, but we didn't know that people were doing shows in backyards.
Wait, so you started a band without ever playing never even going to a backyard show?
Never even going to a concert, period.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
So we were a band before we knew there was a scene. And so my friend and I were like, well, let's go see a band. If we were going to do this and we're going to be a band, we should see how it happens live. So we went on the internet, and there was no Google at the time. It was like MapQuest. We found like places where they had live music. That's how we searched for it, and the Whiskey came up. And we just went at fucking random, and there was a band playing. And this band, it sounded kind of like Rage Against the Machine with a Spanish flavor, was rocking the shit out of the house. And afterwards, we went to go give, like a fucking kiss ass. You guys rock, man, all right. Went to go give the band their props. The dude gave me a CD and a flyer to a show. And he said, hey, man, it's going to be like in Silmar or whatever. And I was like, oh, fuck, I live in Pacoima. Like, that's around my hood. Like, fuck yeah, I'll fucking roll up next week, $5. And I was like, cool. So we go to the show, and we're looking for a venue, because that was our first show ever. We didn't, so we go to this show that he invited us to, and we're like looking around. It's a fucking house. It's all fucking weird. We didn't know what to expect, because we weren't expecting to go to somebody's house. Yeah. We were expecting to go to a fucking venue. Fell in love with the backyard scene. That's how I got introduced to it. But this guy, George, was doing shows. Like, he was kind of making it happen. His name is George Guerrero, and his band was Lost Identity. And they had it fucking down, bro. They had a beautiful system. They would bring up bands. And the interesting thing about it is that no bands knew each other. There was no internet network where you can learn about new bands. Yeah. So the band styles were all different from each other. Like, that Lost Identity band was a rap metal band with heavy Spanish influence. This dude George would book up and coming bands, and we would get into it, and we would help him out. He would kind of teach us, like, okay, when people come in, make sure they don't got nothing in their pockets. He taught you how to take the money from the people, how to give them change. You put the singles in your front right pocket, the 5s in your front left, the 10s in your rear right, and the 20s in the rear left. So, like, if you need to give somebody change, you don't need to think about it. You know where the 5s are. You know where the 20s are. You just reach down because...
Go rob this motherfucker now.
I'm just saying.
Like, you know where it is, man.
I'm saying we developed the system because you had to deal with money at really quick in front of a lot of people that want to go in and watch their bands. So once you like learn the ropes, we thought, fuck, we could do this. Like, and we had a house, and we gave it a shot. We're like, let's throw this fucking show. And
you did it at one of your guys' house?
We did it at my guitarist's house.
Shit.
And we told his mom we were going to have a party, and they always have parties anyway. And so we fucking set up a stage. We had a lead singer at the time, and his dad was a construction worker. So he built us a little stage and shit. Not like a big it was just a piece of wood so that the drums can set over the mud that was the backyard, so it would be fucking flat, you know.
Yeah.
And he nailed the carpet to it. We had like these two wooden boards on the side.
He nailed the carpet to the mud?
No, nailed the carpet to the stage, which he built out of mud. So like we did it all on our own, and then we realized like, fuck, nobody's here, because we didn't promote. Like we didn't know, you know. We thought that we're gonna have a concert this day.
We built it, but they did not come.
Yeah, so like that was one of the lessons
That was one of the lessons we learned on.
Yeah, like we didn't know, you know. We like, you know, you don't think ahead sometimes. So then we started doing our shows. We were really bad at it at first, and the more we did, the better it got. The scene started getting bigger. More people started coming. More new people that were impressed by like what they were seeing, that were in bands, would ask us, "Hey, let us play," and we would. And pretty much how it goes now. Like it's kind of interesting that it's been going on all this fucking time and not much has changed.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
was this during DYM or after or before?
When we started DYM, which was back in like 2000, it was right after 9/11. It was the year of 9/11, which means it was 2001. As a matter of fact, we saw Lost Identity right after 9/11, and they had the American flag hanging in the back of the whiskey. And that was something that they hadn't done in a really long time.
That's pretty dope.
And it stayed up for like years, I remember. So yeah, we had a band supposedly, but we didn't have a name. We didn't even have a drummer, but we were trying to write songs, you know. So, and we didn't know that we were going to be a punk band or a ska band. We kind of played what you felt. But when you were on stage, you're playing your pussy ass songs about a girl that you like, and you're like, everybody thinks we look like fucking assholes right now because we're playing after this ridiculous sick ass punk band, but we've never seen a show, so we're like, oh, girlfriend material. So people are looking at you like you're fucking like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? We didn't fucking know, bro. Like we got introduced to it completely raw.
See, that's something I want to ask you. Like being so new to the scene, having a band, not really knowing any of bands. How did you book those shows?
Well, the way it came to be, the ideas that we kind of put together was came from what I was into before I started playing in a band. Before I was in a band, I was a breakdancer. I used to breakdance in high school, and I was part of a party crew. And we used to get invited to parties very much in the same way that bands get invited to shows, you know? And we would go to these parties and battle and shit. And the way we would find out about these parties is you would get flyers for them at school, like flyer parties. And every flyer would always have a little phone number at the bottom. And it was just a phone number to a pager where you would just call it and it would give you all the information to the show. So there was a band already doing that. Lost Identity was one of the first I heard, and we thought, let's fucking jump on this fucking idea. We get a phone number, like a cheapy pager that you would pay $10 a month for, and then you would just put the information on the flyer with that phone number and pass out the flyers at whatever show was going on. People would see the phone number and call it, and it would be my voice. Hey, going down this Friday in the city of Sylmar, we got With Liberty, Jet Jaguar, NGKR, take fucking San Fernando Road till you hit Hubbard, make a right down to Eldridge, make a left. The house is going to be big pink with the black balloons. The address is 11556 Hubbard in the city of Sylmar. Come down, be safe.
Like one blocks by the beach.
Yeah, right.
You're just hitting everything in this
Yeah,
one.
it would just like it would be like a little speed run of who was playing where, what time, and fucking get there. And you would just call it, and it would be up all week. So like, if you didn't get a flyer, all you had to do was call the phone number on Monday and be like, hey, there's a show on fucking for all right. And it's funny because when you call the pager, like, the last thing you hear is the beep, and you leave a vocal message. You can leave, and so we would call the pager, and it'd be like, you have 270 messages, and then you could start listening to them. People would be like, yeah, there's a show, I heard, and then it would, you could hear. Sometimes like people would call the line, and then they get another phone call, and they have to click back to the phone call, and so at this point the machine starts recording, and so when they finish that phone call, the machine's on the line, so your phone rings again. The phone rings one more time, so you answer and they'll be like, hello, what the fuck? We fuck you, and be like, what the fuck? Like, we didn't figure that out until it happened to me. One time I called to see if I had put up, because sometimes you gotta call back to make sure you posted the right information. Whoa, it was posting before posting was fucking posting.
I was about to mention that.
Holy
the fact that
shit, what a mind blow.
You're making a small summary of what the show is. It's just like in today's age. like fucking Facebook event pages. You know how they have the info page.
Yeah.
It has all the bands, has where it's going to be. This
The
is gonna
time,
be.
the price,
Basically, we were
yeah.
doing that before Facebook was even a thing. MySpace was even a thing. Before the bulletin boards were a thing.
It's literally stupid how easy it is to promote.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny how easy it is and how overlooked it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because
Like-
it's such an easy thing. You don't even think about the
Yeah,
process. It's just,
like anybody out there, if you're trying to do your own thing and you're trying to throw your own shows, do not bother. If you can't get at least 20 people to come over to your house and play video games, do not bother trying to throw a show, because it takes a lot of fucking effort to do so. And you really do have to focus on promoting. Like, before you book a band, before you book your stage or your sound or whatever it is you're going to do to have this thing, you got to make sure you're going to have people there. Because if there's nobody there, what the fuck's the point? It's not a scene without the people. You know what I'm saying?
so to sum up the journey,
Yeah.
at what point were you doing shows and decided I'm gonna do Rocket and I'm gonna
Yeah,
make Rocket?
I was about to ask that. Yeah.
Fair enough. So I was doing my band thing, and from when you're doing backyard parties and like local shows, eventually you feel as if you need to take that next step. And so we were at that point in our band career that we needed to jump that next step forward. And so we thought, what's the next step? We got to go on tour, we got to do bigger venues, etc., etc. We tried it, and it's fucking hard. People don't want to follow you to faraway venues where they A, gotta drive real far, B, pay a fucking ridiculous amount at the door, C, pay ridiculous amount for booze, 3, get risk being towed. You know what I mean? It's just like deal with the traffic on the way back. It's like, keep it local, right? We didn't know that. We had to learn our lessons the hard way. So we went out and we tried to explore, and because we focused so much on getting out there and not so much on where we were, our local scene started to die out. So when we started doing backyard shows, you said it best, Joey, like, you get forgotten real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're not consistent, you get forgotten. And that's what happened to us. We were like, all right, we're done with the backyard scene. We're going to try to do bigger venues.
I mean, how long does that scene usually last? You know, it's like 3 or 4 years, and those kids move on.
That's right.
And nowadays it's
3 or 4 years now is
like
fucking,
maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
Like if a band doesn't play, like I don't want to call out Fozzie's Heroes, but the last show they played was the Palladino show with you guys, and that was
Fuck, dude.
they're forgotten.
4 or 5 months ago.
And people don't know. Yeah,
That's how it is, man.
It's out of sight, out of mind
Well,
in the
to
scene.
to be fair to Fozzie's Hero, they're older dudes. They're
Yeah,
they're a little older than me, actually. And, like, people our age, bro, you guys are nice and young and still fucking, you know.
Full of energy.
Young bucks.
Yeah, you guys young bucks full of energy and shit. But like, I can't do the grind
Was
no
it
more,
young,
bro.
dumb, and full of cum?
Yeah, like, people,
My dad said.
Joey has that tattooed across the chest, actually.
Yeah,
guys our age don't want to do the grind anymore,
Yeah.
bro. It's just like, it's worth it when you're young, but when you're older, it's just like the payoff is not what it is unless you can figure out a way to put a system together, which I did, and here enter Rocket. Like, we thought, like, how do we make it like so that the scene lasts? Because we didn't. It's not that our band sucked. It's not that our music was getting worse. We were getting better. We at the end of our band career, we had been playing together for 8 years. And if you compare what we sounded at our 8th year to our first year, it's like a fucking band from another planet, bro. It wasn't even anywhere near the same. So why were we losing the crowd? And the realistic part of it is that people get old, bro, and they leave. Yeah. And if you don't go after the younger crowd, because what do the people at the scene always say? Damn, everyone's so young now. Look, they fucking.
I know. I fucking hate that.
It's like, dumbass. How old were you when you were at your first show? Like, you know what I mean? I was 14 at my first show, and I was in there with 19, 20, and 21-year-olds. It's fucking weird. But then you grow up in the scene, and
then the sentiment changes when you're like 27.
Right. When you're like 27 and you start seeing 14-year-olds and you're like thinking, all right,
these are kids.
I got to get out of here. I feel weird.
Yeah, I came to a point, it's different because I was really into backyard shows. And I hadn't gone to one since I was probably like 15, 17, I think. Like, last one I went to was one of Rubber Chicken Circuit. Shout out to Rubber Chicken Circuit, Billy and Lewis. They threw a backyard show when I was like in like my late teens, and that was one of the last ones. And we didn't start doing them until recently, because
well, like 4 years ago.
4 years ago, yeah. Well,
that's relatively recent. I guess.
That is like a lot of years in band years.
Yeah.
Well,
there's like dog years and band years. Same amount. Like 4 years and band years is like
70 years in real life.
It's like
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's math, right?
You get what I mean? Like,
No, I know exactly what
Some
you mean.
people step away from the scene,
Yeah.
and then just come back out of curiosity, or some people just step away completely. But the ones who do come back out of curiosity get dissuaded because of the young crowd.
Or being positive, some people get dragged back in.
To close up the point that you had asked me about, I discovered, as our Rocket discovered, that in order to keep the scene going, there's a way to revitalize it. You let the old go, so long as you're always bringing in the new.
Yeah.
And that's the philosophy behind Rocket. It's the reason why we call our band the next generation of killer robots, NGKR. Because it's like, there's always the one that's in front of you, but you should always focus on the next generation. Like, because honestly, if you ever just want to remain relevant, you have to focus. Like, look at this, bro. You guys are of this generation. I'm of a generation from generations and generations ago, and as we speak, there are generations coming before you. Like they're coming, they're on their way up.
Oh yeah, they're watching all of this on Instagram. These kids are on social media.
Dude, the next scenes and the next generations of scenes might not even do Instagram. It might be a whole other fucking thing altogether. Like, imagine if you take how we function now to the 80s. It'd be like, what the fuck? You guys are communicating with magic. Like, you know what I mean? How did you get all the info for the show on a device that is fucking has more power than what was used to get the fucking man on the moon in the 1960s? You know what I mean? Like, fuck, like, really? And you're using it to find out where the show is at? Like, fucking A.
Oh, but they had acid. That's a real magic.
That's the real magic of the 80s.
The whiskey wasn't pay to play. That was the magic.
Yeah.
See, that's the weird thing about fucking the music scene, though. It's so hard to keep your ear to the ground.
Yeah,
I mean, it's really I think it's almost easier to try to like look past it.
Yes.
Look at the new bands coming through.
You know what? If you have your ear to the ground, that means you're looking for someone else's pulse. In order to have the scene thrive, you have to be the pulse, so that they're putting the ear to the ground to come find you. See what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's important to be the pulse, not to seek it. Yeah.
What is your biggest regret from day one since you started, if you have any?
Ooh.
Or maybe one thing to change.
Like the music.
You don't have to name her by name.
No, no, just like your process of your whatever, whether it's your band or through Rocket. What would you say you would regret?
It's hard to say, bro, because like every fuck up you have along the way is a lesson learned.
Of course.
And it's like, had you not fucked up at that intersection, you'd have fucked up inevitably at that because you have to learn every lesson in that way. So do I have any regrets? You know, I don't know, man. That's hard to say.
Is there a lesson learned you could have avoided?
Is there a lesson learned that I could have avoided?
Life.
I was gonna say, then let's go with that. If all the lessons you have now that you learned, let's go 15.
Which one hit you the most? Maybe
15 years back, and you could have told yourself one thing. She's like, you're gonna trip here. Don't.
I used to work at Toys R Us. And during the holiday season, they would get like these students that would come and help. And they had like this guy that was in charge of the students, right? This guy's name was Bruce.
Do we have the same uncle?
So Bruce
It didn't work the first time.
like we were putting away toys in the section called the Imaginarium, and in the Imaginarium section they had
with all the learning toys.
all the learning toys, right.
Yeah.
But there was like a guitar there, like a kid's guitar, but that can legitimately be tuned. And I'm sorry, it happened in the break room. So Bruce was in there in the break room, and he got that little guitar, and he started playing Enter Sandman by Metallica. And he played it like to the T. And this guy was like older, like in his at least late 30s. Fuck, maybe he just looked old. Who the fuck knows? And he started getting down, and he started singing. I don't know. He's fucking getting down, right? He was really fucking cool. So this fucking guy told me he was in a band, and then he showed me, like, he brought a VHS, and we popped it in, because we would open like the Dragon Ball Z cassettes, like from the fucking, so we could watch them and shit, you know.
The VHS.
Yeah.
You worked when there was VHS.
I'm fucking old, bro. Thanks, dog. Yeah.
Damn.
All right, so
No, I'm actually jealous because you had the opportunity to buy those VHSs.
we just would watch them.
I wish I could buy them.
Off the truck and you watch them.
So yeah, right. So this fucking guy put it in, and he was fucking badass, bro. His band was the fucking shit. So then I told him I played in a band, and he was just like, "What kind of band?" You know, he wanted to hear all the fucking things. So he came over to our place to watch us play. He was really interested. He legitimately came to our fucking rehearsal spot, and when he saw us play, like, I gave it my best. Like, I gave it like 100%. We were super fucking tight. And after we were done, he's fucking was so like honest and straightforward. Hey, dude, your band fucking sucks. Like that, bro. Like we play. He told us to play the best 4 songs we have. And he
sounds familiar.
Huh? Right.
Sounds familiar.
He told me. He said, "Play the best 4 fucking songs for me. The best you. I don't want to hear the bullshit. No, the filler. Not the song that you're writing about your ex-girlfriend. Play the best you got. Go." And we fucking played them, and he didn't say anything.
Were you confident as fuck when you did them? Like, these are the fucking best songs.
You know how like sometimes you have rehearsals and you have guests rehearsing, and they're like just watching, and you get a little bit more in you, and you put on a show for the people who are watching you rehearse, because you don't want to just jam like an idiot. Hey, we're fucking going through the song for the 50th time. Yeah. You got an audience in the room, and so you put on a little show. You know what I mean? Okay. I thought it was gonna be like that, but this motherfucker was just stone cold staring like this, like just unimpressed by anything, bro. Like I would like, oh, here comes this break and this little solo, not a foot tap, not a nothing, bro. He was just like, and then like the song would end and it would just be awkward, and it would be all right. This song is called, my fucking huge cock. I don't know, whatever. And here comes the next song. It was just weird as fuck because he wasn't saying anything. He was just listening. He heard us play, and at the end of it, he was just like, "You guys fucking suck," straight up. And I was like, okay. Like I was so offended, but I needed to ask why, and I think he did it that way so that I would ask why, because otherwise, how else would I fucking know, right? So I said, "Why do we suck? Like why?" I don't remember any of your fucking songs. I don't know what they're fucking called. None of your songs have a style. Like your band, like you are a good bass player. So, that drummer's because our drummer got lessons from the drummer from Dream Theater, bro. He got $60 an hour lessons, and he was the fucking shit. Like we wrote some complicated.
Did he make him play like 15-minute songs and shit?
No. I mean the compositions that we put together were really complicated.
Mike Portnoy is one of my fucking influences.
Yeah.
Dude, drumming. Fuck yeah.
This his name's Alex Alanya. This guy was a great fucking drummer. He still is. He still plays. So this dude came and watched us play, and we had intricate pieces and nothing, dude. This dude didn't bat an eye, and it was heartbreaking, bro. Cause like to sit and write something so complex, and like this was a long time ago. Like I'm much better than I was back then. This dude straight fucking told me, "You fucking suck," and I was like blown the fucking way. And when I asked him why, he didn't criticize the songs themselves. He didn't criticize our playing. He said we were really tight, and we were. But the thing is, the songs
just they held no memory to him.
It was like, bro, like forgettable. Like you hear a song like "Beat It" once, and you're gonna walk away singing "Beat It, Beat It, Beat It." It's like
that's a good analogy, yeah.
And it's just like, and that's when I fucking knew. He says, "Hey, bro, write one song for me that you think would get played on the radio and everyone can listen to. Don't write a punk song. Don't write a metal song. Don't write this kind of fucking. Write a song that is cool and rock that your mom would listen to." And then we wrote a song called F-150. And we came back, and it was just very simple.
Based off the pickup truck.
That's because his engine was making that noise.
That was the riff for that song, and it was super basic. It was verse, chorus, chorus, and it had a little solo. It had a little hook, yeah. And when he came back, and he's just like. After he heard that song, he says, "You guys still suck, but you're better than what you were before." And that's when I got it. It's not about how complex you can make your songs. They want something they could dance to. They want something they'll remember. They want something that they can listen to on their way to the beach in the car, right? So that was the idea, to put in as much style and flair into something basic that anyone can understand. That's how the philosophy of our music came around. Yeah.
Can I tell you real quick how that happened to me and John?
Please
happened at the same time?
Yeah, hit us.
Me and John were like learning guitar. We were like stupid rookies. Like really, really rookie. Like we hadn't even been playing for a year. Nice. And we were already like, I was already 17, he was 16. And then we had a party and John came over and we were like playing guitar in my room.
Just jamming.
And like we're just fucking around guitars. And my fucking uncle shows up, which was a guitar player in Los Freddy's, which
Shout
is
out
famous.
To the uncle.
But my uncle Raciel from the band Los Freddy's. They're famous.
Is that the uncle you guys been talking about this whole night?
Oh no!
Yeah, let's go back to episode.
Unfortunately, yes.
No,
this was good.
No, not that my rapey uncle, the other uncle.
For more on Sleepy Theo, go to Mr. Mud.
Mr. Mud episode.
Sorry,
Anyway.
everybody brought the fucking uncle. What's
he's like, oh, you guys are playing guitar? I was like, oh fuck, I didn't know he's gonna come. Holy shit! I was like, I don't like.
He put us on the spot.
He's like, all right. He's like, oh, you guys play guitar? And I'm like, oh yeah, Theo. Like, yeah, like I had just barely started, so I was like all nervous.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, you guys been playing together? And we're like, yeah, we know Johnny Be Good. You know, like,
nice.
Go Johnny, go. He's like, all right, play it. We started like trying to play it. The most worst song I ever played in my life. And he's like, you guys fucking suck.
Yeah, straight up.
He's like, come here. And he's like, you guys like how like he's like, I'm gonna show you guys some complicated shit right now. Like, do you guys know Walk Don't Run? Like, it's a complicated surf song.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, we know the song. Like, we listened to it. He's like, you guys are learning it today.
Oh shit.
He's like, and we're like, okay. And like, he like started showing us the song. He's like, oh, like, and he was so good. Like, he was such a good guitar player. He was able to show us
Not
like the
just guitar
song.
player, musician. Like, he made me hear the notes. I was like,
he told John, like, you have to fucking hear notes. You have to learn how to actually sing. Because at the time I wasn't a singer. I just played guitar.
Right.
He's like, you have a singing voice. You have to do this. You have to do this. And that like built the foundation for Jet Jaguar, like early on.
Well, yeah, now.
And then so like we learned Walk Don't Run.
Right.
We learned, and then he like we did Johnny Be Good with him. He told us how to do it better. He's like, okay, we have 2 good songs. Todos me están chingando. You guys are gonna do them. We're gonna do Walk Don't Run and Johnny Be Good, and you're gonna sing Johnny Be Good to me. I was like, what the fuck?
Okay, really quick. He didn't tell me that I was gonna have to solo during this session.
Yeah, he's like, and John did. Like, he taught us how to solo that day.
Yeah.
I like how John's telling me, you're gonna play Johnny Be Good, and then John's like, that's fucked up. He's like, and you, motherfucker,
you're gonna solo for it.
Until we were playing it, and the solo part came out. He's like, solo. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, we're together though.
No, it sucked because like I was singing, I was just killing. I sang the worst ever. I was like, go Johnny, go.
I'm crying.
But we kept the beat with my uncle. Like, he was so good. He was like able to keep us with him.
I solo.
And then I soloed terrible. Like, he soloed terrible. I soloed terrible. And then my uncle's like we got all together, like miraculously. He was able to get us all like on the same beat again. He's like, okay, my solo. And that fool just starts fucking shredding, like all over the fucking neck, like finger tapping on an acoustic, like fucking just going crazy. And the whole family's like clapping for him. And then, like,
somebody makes us proud.
Like we finished, dude. It was like 17 people watching.
Yeah,
in my living room, like it was packed.
A lot of his family,
all of my family. So I was just like, fuck. And then
pretty amazing.
I feel like the best lessons and the best teaching moments are when you're just kind of thrown into the fire.
But the thing is,
just like, hey, you got
he inspired me to play guitar because he saw like us that we were terrible, and he straight up told us, you guys are terrible, you suck, you guys are bad, like really bad. But then he was like, but I'm gonna show you how to get better in a couple of fucking hours. Legit, he showed us in like 3 hours, like a lot.
Not only that, he also talked shit about my strings on my guitar.
Oh yeah,
because I had an acoustic guitar. He's like, you need nylons on this. Why do you have steel? Steel's gonna crack the board. And he was showing me everything. I was like, oh man, now I feel stupid.
So I feel like that's those moments are like when you really see the valor of people. It's either it's like you get thrown in, and it's either you're gonna fucking sink and just look like an idiot, or you're gonna fucking swim.
But commercial break, Lewis.
Billy Car Rentals. Billy has a lot of cars. He has a Nissan Sentra. He has many other cars besides the Nissan Sentra. If you need to rent a car, hit him up. $40 all day for a car.
Is that a Nissan Sentra?
Yeah, he has it. Rent his Nissan Sentra. It's gonna be fun to rent.
So we're back from our commercial break. I think we got a segment from our pop-in host BJ and Lewis. Pop-in host, plural.
Pop-in host or
Pop-in host?
Mary
Pop-in host.
I get poppin'.
I love
Got it.
So I guess BJ called out sick today. Lewis, you're in charge of segment.
No, BJ in the corners.
No PJ in the corners. Fuck. That's the only reason I came on to this episode.
But now it's Lewis's glory holes in the bathroom stall. I don't know.
Fuck.
These questions are for Tony, our guest.
Oh, fuck.
So this is going to be a lightning round. All right, first question. If you could go to a backyard show of anyone who's famous, like they're going to throw a backyard show, who would it be?
Like famous big time band or like local band?
No, big time band.
I would love to see Sublime. Like I know they're.
Martin being dead.
Well, I'm just. I'm sorry. I thought there's like my all-time favorite.
No, dude. That's a good answer.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, I want it.
In their prime?
All right, Godzilla or King Kong, who would win in a fight?
I had to say probably Godzilla, man.
But he has baby fucking dinosaurs.
But he has projectiles, bro, and I play a lot of fighting games, and the fucking
He plays distance. Shit, dude, he's zoning shit.
yeah, dude.
Fucking Godzilla's gonna zone King Kong out. He's
Next question. Favorite Nintendo game?
My favorite Nintendo game right now, I have to say it's Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have 580 hours logged into my.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
If you can date anyone in this square round table, who would it be?
Fuck.
Who's gonna treat you nice?
I'm sorry.
If you could date anybody on this table, who would it be?
Like romantically, like if I was gay.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's hard because I'm not gay, but.
I'm gonna be fucking mad if you don't pick me, bro.
Can I be on your top 8?
Hey, can you get me a friendship bracelet?
I wouldn't be offended if you picked me as like the one that we just fuck, but like we never like go out.
And don't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I want to be the one that we flirt but never actually do anything.
I'm into chubby girls, bro. So like, it
Hey,
probably have to be one of these guys. Also, like they have beards, and that shit feels good on your back.
Okay, I'm offended now. Alright, you gotta choose one.
Are you talking about personal experience?
Well, I have a
going
beard,
wrong because I'm
and like girls like it when it scratches their back. So
you like it when it scratches your back?
I would imagine so, because I got a mean ass fucking mosquito bite, and sometimes.
Hey, while you're back here, scratch my back.
Nothing feels better on your mosquito bite on your back than another man's beard.
5 o'clock shadow.
Do you know what makes a dick in your ass feel better? A man's beard.
You know where we learned that? From our uncle.
Okay, wait. So I'm gonna analyze this sentence real quick. Right? You know what makes a dick in your ass feel better? Another man's beard. So you got a dick in your ass and a guy's beard rubbing up against it. Obviously not the man whose dick is in your ass.
Just to be
So
clear,
that's 3 guys already.
where's the guy's beard? Where's the rest of his body, and where's his dick?
Not who's cutting you from the back.
You guys lost the point. Where's the mosquito bite?
It's not even on his back.
In order to be getting fucked in the ass and getting your beard scratched by the same guy, the mosquito bite would have to be pretty high. So I'm only considering
this. I'm already offended because I was rejected.
One more question.
You never picked.
Oh, I gotta pick one?
Yeah.
Fuck.
BJ, wasn't there one more question?
I'm gonna have to go with this guy.
bitch. He's more important. I get the award?
Wait, but let me tell you why.
Okay, fair. Thank you.
So
Because
he
less
chose
hairy.
Marco.
He's less hairy.
Yeah.
Now,
Got enough hair.
now where
You haven't seen his Pet down there.
now where it counts is
Fucking
not.
George Bush or what? What the fuck's going on here?
He called me George.
How much time do we have left?
He's the George Bush family.
How much time?
As long as we know.
A while.
Let's do
Oh, okay. I have another question.
All right.
Okay, so say you got hit up by like Disney, the biggest today in 2018. Today,
Yeah.
they hit you up. They're like, you have to make the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah.
You got to pick the top actor and top actress to make the movie of 2018 the biggest. Who do you guys pick?
What's the movie? What's the movie? What's the movie? Or at least the style. Like what is it?
The movie is it's like an action movie, like Avengers.
Why don't you pick a genre?
But it has to be an actor and an
So
actress.
it's an action movie.
Action movie with an actor and an actress.
Okay.
From
The actress can be like a
matter.
musician, girl,
Doesn't matter.
anything.
Can I-
Yeah, celebrities, any celebrity.
Can I start?
Can I make a
Any
suggestion?
celebrities.
Can I make a suggestion?
Okay.
Wait, can I make a suggestion? Can you make it so that you can pick the 2 actors and the genre? So that way it can make sense. Like if you're gonna pick
We'll go with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, honoring the original action because that sparked an idea. So my genre would be action. I'd have Peter Dinklage, and Christina Hendricks. Right? They're both love interests. So it's basically James Bond with Peter Dinklage as James Bond, except it's like
negative 007, you know?
Jesus. That sounds like some scary movie shit.
I would watch that. I would pay $1 million to see that.
You pay $1 million just to watch it.
003.5.
003.5. No, but the main plot of the movie would be that you want to see midget sex. I mean, I'm pretty sure you want to see Peter Dinklage get it on. Yeah,
Alright, so
it's leading up. The climax of the movie is Peter Dinklage's climax.
Who's next? Who wants to go? Alright, Tony, this side.
I'm dry. I gotta think.
Tony, this side.
Alright, mine's gonna be a comedy.
That's it? Okay, cool.
It's a comedy. But I'm gonna fucking pick the worst possible fucking people that can be in this movie because Disney's gonna pay me anyways, and I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna pick The Miz as my lead actor in this Disney fucking movie.
So the Miz, the wrestler?
The Miz, the fucking wrestler.
Miz and Mr. Raj on
Fucking, and then I'm gonna pick for the female actor.
You guys laugh, but he has the #1 TV show on E.
Oh wow,
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, last week.
And my actress would be who's fucking awful as fuck.
Oh.
Amy Schumer.
Kathleen Griffin.
Demi Lovato.
Jesus.
Oh, Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer, yes. The Miz and Amy Schumer. I'm gonna make the fucking best
yeah, I would
comedy.
watch. I would
I'm gonna make the worst comedy of all time.
Wait, you're supposed to be the best.
No, they're gonna pay me. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
You failed.
I go musical.
Okay.
It's a Disney movie.
Musical?
Disney movie. We gotta get a musical, right? I'm gonna go with Adele, right?
Ooh.
And I'm gonna pair it with Kanye West.
Oh.
But are they great
for a musical?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't fucking matter. You got like
Probably
the singing voice of Adele, like ooh,
So
damn.
it's a Disney musical.
Okay, but it's not
Kanye West
musical.
And those
Adele.
are two big celebrities. So.
Exactly.
And what's the story?
That she's really good at singing. He's like just other shit. He's like the worst night ever.
But
So
she
basically,
marries
take
him.
like
So basically real life.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So she's like this badass bitch, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll save it." And he just like fucks everything up. He's just like, even his musical number, like, there's a band, and you see the
So
band just like slowly,
Kanye.
like,
Alright,
what
Joey?
the fuck are you doing?
No, Lewis, you gotta go too.
Me?
No, he's judging.
He's judging.
Oh, okay.
I do have one though.
Joey.
I'll say it later.
Joey.
Okay, I want Disney to make a biopic
Fuck.
of Walt Disney again, but this time starring The
Hitler?
Rock as Walt Disney. Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Walt Disney.
Is this an action movie? Biopic?
No, it's a biopic. It's straight serious.
biopic.
It's straight fucking serious.
It's fucking
Like 3
serious.
hours of the conference move, just them just fucking writing over shit. It's like, so
They don't
it's
even.
gonna be how big? Fuck.
They're not even gonna digitize the tattoos or anything. They're gonna leave him in. He's gonna have bald head and
on
everything.
him. Yeah.
He's just gonna
He's doing the eyebrow and
Fun
shit.
fact, since like Walt Disney is like actually frozen in a fucking time capsule or whatever.
His
And he
head.
breaks back out. He's like, I'm
No,
back.
the thing is that
The Rock
that,
is-
that
The Rock.
capsule is actually fucked up, and that if he ever actually opens it or whoever opens it, he would actually break because of the pressure to that.
Oh shit.
Okay, one, like how bullshit.
I thought you were
Two, quick question: is The Rock
help him.
being as much of an anti-Semite and racist as fucking Walt Disney actually was?
It's a biopic.
So yes,
Sure.
oh damn.
Or Disney gets to block
I
it
mean,
out.
Rob Lowe isn't John F. Kennedy.
I mean, all right, fine, all right.
I don't know what actress would be in there to do whatever Walt Disney did. He
Did he do it?
did he do
Are you
anyone?
asking if Walt Disney did anyone?
Regardless of whoever the lead woman is, I
I'm
want it
pretty
to
sure
be,
that's why he drew
Daniel
cartoons.
Day-Lewis because he could probably pull it off.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
he
I have mine.
could probably pull off whatever
Okay,
woman
wait,
they tell him
You're
to do.
judging once you.
Okay, judge and then just say yours because I don't want conflict of interest.
Exactly.
I'd like to make a buddy cop movie with Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. And Michael Peña.
Oh, that'd be good.
But-
What do you mean the girl?
I didn't give it much thought with the girl. I was actually thinking of a movie I'd like to see. I'd like to see those guys in a tube action. Can they be gay?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so that's
counts.
I'm
that
cool with
counts.
the game.
all right, cool. So a body cop.
Let it be known that Lewis is in fact cool with the game.
Hey, like a buddy cop movie where these two guys are gay, Michael Peña and Matthew McConaughey, but they're not like fabulous gay. They're like they're totally bro gay, where it's just like, bro, and they're just
gay.
fist bumping each other.
See, that'd be awesome. That'd be like the best twist at the end of the
Did
movie.
you
It's like, oh shit,
They
they're
like-
gay.
They've been gay the whole
They're
time.
like with each other the entire fucking time.
Like, do you guys ever see that show, the Sarah Silverman program?
Oh,
Those
yeah,
two
there you
big
go.
gay dudes.
Yeah.
But they never.
Brian Posehn and I forgot
Brian
the other guy.
Posehn is
Okay, shout out to Brian Posehn because he's pretty badass.
Oh yeah.
Like that,
He's a funny
that kind of gay. Like
That kind of gay, like not gay, but
Like
gay.
high five during blowjobs. Oh, dude, you're fucking
Like not
awesome.
the stereotype gay.
only because it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Not that you have to be a specific type of gay, but it's only funny when it's like gay that doesn't necessarily have to be acknowledged. Where the twist ending would be that, like, oh shit, they were gay the whole time.
All right, Judge.
All right. Real quick, mine would just be a fucking reboot. It would be Chris Hemsworth as Matilda.
He says,
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And the mean teacher would be Danny DeVito.
Okay, you originally directed Matilda, right?
Yeah, that's why.
I love that we said actor and actress.
Should be like a
He
throwback
chose
thing.
two dudes.
Oh, okay. So you're not just spitting on his work, right?
like that with each other, and it's not necessarily
Okay,
part of the plot.
you know
it's just-
Matilda and Danny DeVito never had sex in the movie, right?
Why did you do that? Matilda never had sex.
I saw the wrong Matilda.
You saw Matilda.
Madildo. Eat the cake.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's a lot of frosting.
I think we're running out of battery.
Yeah, okay, so we got 10 more minutes. Real quick.
Who won? Damn.
Lewis.
Oh, yeah. Could you go around real quick?
No. Off the bat. Think about it.
Because it's hard. I don't remember most of you guys' stories.
All right,
Yeah,
Walt
maybe.
Disney biopic with Daniel Day-Lewis as the leading lady and The Rock as Walt Disney.
Musical, Adele and Kanye West.
I like that one.
Comedy. Who the fuck was in my movie?
The Miz and
Oh yeah,
Amy
The Miz
Schumer.
and Amy Schumer.
Action movie with Peter Dinklage and Christina Hendricks.
Buddy cop movie with a homosexual Matthew McConaughey and Michael Pena.
Ooh. I think I'm gonna pick yours.
Yeah, boy.
Don't Kanye.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
No,
right there.
the question was which movie would be more successful. That one was
Exactly. I was playing by the
even if
fucking
it was
rules.
terrible. That shit would make a lot of money.
I was pandering to Lewis.
I'm gonna make so much money. I don't
No more
care.
Peter Dinklage for you.
So do I get the
No, that one was
BJ
good
award?
No, it's too late.
No, I get the Lewis Lightning Round award.
Alright.
Yeah,
Alright, so let's
You get the Louis.
I get the Louis.
Alright, so we're gonna focus on closing this out. Tony, do you have any final words you would like to
Final words.
put upon your audience?
We're going home.
Hey, if you guys are listening out there and you're in a band and you're in the beginning parts, the difficult stages where you're trying to get it together, or it's difficult for you to find your sound, or it's difficult for you to get into shows or even do your own shows, everyone fucking has the hardest time getting started. You know what I'm saying? The hardest part of the trip is getting to the top of the hill, but once you're at the top, on your way down it's super easy, but fuck, when you get to the bottom, man, it's a bitch to get back up. And that's the music business, man. It's ups and downs forever, and once you accept that that's what it is, it's just gonna get a whole lot easier. So lots of luck to everybody out there trying to make music and trying to be a part of something bigger than yourselves, and add to, you know, this art that we call our culture, you know, that makes us, you know, music makes who you are. I remember a time you go to high school and you can tell what kind of a person someone was based on the kind of music they like.
Alright, so let's give out our closing statements.
Oh, we had Tony go, so go ahead, Joey.
Joey, closing statement.
No.
No. Lewis.
Yeah, just keep grinding. If you're in a band, we're always grinding too. We're not as famous as everybody thinks. You're not as famous as anybody thinks. System of a Down, you're not as famous as everybody thinks, man. Everybody's small. No doubt, you're not as big as everybody thinks. Only like my cousin knows you guys, so don't try to act all big. Anyway, be cool and be cool to each other. Yeah,
I like what you're saying, bro, because if you think about it, the bands you just mentioned, they're only popular on Earth.
Yeah, fucking plutonium.
You guys never thought about
Last
like
words.
fucking Asteroid 9 or whatever? I don't know the names of planets and shit.
Marco.
Just keep doing what you're doing as long as you're happy with it, because at the end of the day, when you go to sleep, you have to live with the decisions you made, so be happy with them. If you think something's good and you're fucking into it, fucking keep going. Don't give a shit what anyone else says. Fucking do you because you want to do it. You got one life, fucking live it for you, not anyone else.
BJ. Closing statement. Get over here.
Come on, from the corner.
Yell it out
From the corner, just be genuine. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of haters, and not all the people are gonna like your shit. But you just gotta go with the flow and appreciate that they had their own input, and you gotta take that input in your own fucking mindset and go with the flow and adjust to it. And yeah, fuck all the haters.
F all the haters.
F all the haters.
F all the haters.
I just want to
guns. Machine guns. Guns.
I just want to say thank you to all you guys for obviously coming on the podcast.
You're welcome.
Everyone's fucking busy. We all have our own life and our own things to do. But the fact that we take the time to set a schedule and to do this, I thank all you guys.
And to do a part 2.
To do a part
twice.
2. No one has done a part 2 before. Tony, you're the first ever.
I'm the first.
First ever to do a part 2.
Fuck yeah, I'm fucking special.
So thank you guys for all joining me in this round table of bullshit. A square table, I guess. Yeah. So thank you guys.
Well, since
Can I call out next time?
No, fuck you, DJ. You can't do shit.
Alright, so since Tony took mine, I'm just gonna say, if your parents didn't hit you, well then maybe you should have gotten hit more. Good night, guys. Have a great weekend, great year, great afternoon, wherever you're listening this to. I don't even know.
And if you're listening to this,
I hope you get a raise this week.
Yeah.
There you go.
If you're listening to this in October, what's up?
Take it easy, take it far, and have a